Hello everyone, I'm Griff, this is my channel, and we are going to be looking at the newest summon showcase today, Nadine's and Linnеa's United Front. Now, there's a bunch of units on focus on this event, and we're going to take a look at all of them, all four of them. And I was on the Reddit talking to some people, and a lot of people said that this event isn't worth summoning for. And I can kind of see why, but I think I can make a case for why it is, because these two units, while they're not like meta defining, when we go over the kits we're going to highlight some things, and those things are pretty bonkers that they can do. So first we're going to start with Nadine. I'm going to pull up the wiki page, Dragalia Lost Wiki on Gamepedia. I'll put the link in the comments or in the description of the video so you can find it yourself. But Nadine, the selfie addict, which I think is hilarious. I also think that her art is just adorable. I mean, like, you see this picture of Cleo and Cerise and Not. It's just amazing. But we're gonna look at her kit right now, much less about her physical description. And before we get into her kit, I do want to bring up one thing. The resident data miner on the Dragalia Discord. You can find the Dragalia Discord from the Dragalia Reddit, which I will link as well. They were doing some testing with these two skills, and they do not currently work as they're intended. Now, I don't know if this is going to get fixed in the next update. I'm assuming it will be, but they're kind of misleading. But when we go into their kits, we're going to see what they actually do, and it's still pretty good. So, as you see right here, skill 1, Snappy Selfie. It is shareable. This skill, when you share it, the person that you're sharing it with actually takes a selfie, which is actually hilarious to me. So you can give anyone a selfie in the game. But for starters, deals one hit of 822 flame damage to enemies directly ahead and inflicts burn for 12 seconds. So, you know, pretty good. Starts with burn. It only does one hit. However, it also dispels one buff. That's also kind of important in flame. It's not super important because everyone has Ronzo as a shareable skill, and you'll see him a lot in comps. So it's not super important, but it does help a lot, especially with Volk, because he gets those buffs that increase his strength, and that's very important. But you see, if the Trendsetter Photography status effect is active, enemies will instead take 3 hits of 274 flame damage. Any allies, including Nadine herself, in the skill's one area of effect will increase the count by 1. I don't have a video of her gameplay right now, but this effect is gigantic. It's I think, bigger than Lucretia's skill 1, which I know is pretty big, but that, it's half of the arena. So you don't really always have to worry about who's in it, because naturally, just by playing the game, if you're just behind them in lance, at a lance distance, you'll probably get them all in there. So that's pretty good, because you're getting those bonus hits from your allies being in there, especially if you have Marth or Yun in those comps. They're going to get hit right away. Now, if you notice here, if this skill deals 3 hits, it also raises the user's energy level by 1 stage and deals 1 bonus hit of flame damage. If the skill hits 4 or 5 times, it will also raise the user's energy level by 3 stages and deal 1 bonus hit of 329 flame damage. If the skill does 6 or more hits, it will energize the users and deal 1 bonus hit of 575. So that's pretty good for a skill 1. It is 3000 SP, so it's not amazing, but still, it's pretty good for what she has. And then her second skill applies one of the following effects to the user. It either affects the one that increases her strength, or it increases her strength and triples the amount of hits that she will do in her first skill. So as we said, that's also really good, because if you have 6 hits or more, you're doing massive big damage. This skill also, as I said, inflicts burn, and she has she's going to want to run Burn Prince, as most of Flame will right now. But I wanted to bring up this screenshot again of this contact support that was done in the Discord, and it goes over the fact that these skills do not currently work. So let's look at this. After I've tested, I confirmed the behavior of Snappy Selfie skills and the Adventure D did not match the skill description. Description state that it would deal 1 bonus hits to enemy, however, depending on the allies and the effect. However, the actual behavior is that each ally hit will increase the compound by 1, and you deal 1 bonus hit to enemies with the amount varying depending on combo count. So this actually sort of depends on combo count more than it does on enemies or allies. But as I said before, 1, it's bugged, and 2, you're going to still see this happen, and you're still going to get your allies in there due to how big it is and due to the distance she's going to be as being a Flame Lance. So I think she's pretty good in her current state even as, and then once this gets fixed, she'll become even better. So that's really good, because if we go over to the DPS, I didn't open this before, I meant to, we're going to open up the DPS simulator. This will also be in the description. We're going to go to, I don't think we have to go down to flame, we're just going to go down right here. Go down, there she is. She's right here. She's actually simmed above Ezreal. Not Ezreal. Elisant. No. Ezreal. I'm sorry. Ezreal. Got League on my mind. She's simmed above Ezreal. This actually isn't totally accurate because this doesn't count as break damage. And Ezreal, as you know, will have this passive. We're going to open her kit right now. She has Broken Punisher. 35%, that's huge. That's why she's one of the best units for Flame right now. But currently, she's at 30k, and the only two units in Flame that are above her, if we go over to Flame, are Chrom and Marth. And honestly, for a new unit, that's amazing, because this is a 70 MC unit, this is a 70 MC unit. So if you do pull her, she will take relatively less investment than either of those two. And even then, she still has, 100k over Yun. And she has been able to break into the Master Volt comps really well. So I was really impressed by that, because a lot of people were saying, oh, this unit's not going to be that good. She's not going to be able to break into those comps. She's already in there, and I did a run with her on day 1, or a run with 2 of them on day 1. It was me as a Marth and 2 Deans, Lowen, and we were able to beat it pretty quickly, about as fast as 3 marks. So that was really awesome, and I think that she has a lot of untapped potential, especially once this gets fixed. Because as I said before, it's going based off of combo count and one enemy, 1 hit per ally. So it should get better. Her co-ability is HP, which is basic, 15%, pretty good. Her chain co-ability is Flame Burn equals user strength. This is really good, especially for her. Right now in comps, you'll see a lot of untapped potential with the burn, because it will get so overburned that you'll run out of burn stacks. But I mean, it's still really good for what it is. Her ability is extra strength. Whenever she gets energy, she has an 80% chance of getting more energy. Again, it's stacked with this ability. She's going to be stacking these flame bursts and these energy bursts all the time when she takes this selfie skill, so that's amazing. And then energize equals strength, increases strength by 20% for 15 seconds each time you're energized. For those who don't know, energize is 5 stacks of energy. So if she's doing her rotations correctly, and especially if she has the new print, I didn't bring it up, but the new print is Burn Punisher, and it gives you 1 energy for every defense buff you get. Those defense buffs are going to just stack from Halloween Lowen, so that's really good. So she's going to be getting a lot of energy and energizing herself and doing more strength because she's energized. Now, when you are energized, you'll use it on your next skill. So she won't be able to hold this permanently, but she'll be able to get back pretty quickly. Stun res, not as amazing as it used to be, because again, every Agito boss is split off now when we're talking about resistances. But it's still pretty good. She can bring the master mids if that's something you want to do with her. So all around, I'm going to rate each of the units good, meh, amazing, and bad. I'd say she's good, especially if you don't have Ezreal and you don't have Marth or Chrom. She's really good for your team, because she is going to be an adventurer that you can break into. You can use her in these comps, and she's extremely fun to play. She has her own custom combo string of her taking pictures. It's a little hit or miss if you like it or not, but I personally love it. I think it's adorable. So all around, pretty good unit for Flame in a meta where we have these juggernauts like Marth and Chrom. She's doing pretty good for herself. The next unit on the banner, the other 5-star, is Linnea. Now she is a Shadow Blade. And Shadow Blades, there are a few Shadow Blades. If we go over to the DPS sim really quickly, we can just sim for Shadow Blades. There's a few of them already. Nope, I'm lagging. Hold on 1 second. Shadow Blade, there we go. So she's the 6th Shadow Blade, and as you can see here, she's below Durant, which isn't amazing, but we'll get into that in a minute. So kind of a more crowded pool than Nadine, because Nadine, there's only one other 5-star flame lance, and it's Galamim. So, I mean, this is definitely a unit that you might want to invest in only if you have invested in other units, but otherwise she's still pretty good. She is the tac turn warrior. Interesting. She has her 2 skills, and while I'm going to go over these skills, I'm going to play this video. Her first skill gives her a unique 4-strike that has 3 charging levels, and as you can see in this video, this is just a video that I did comparing the 4-strike times. This is a massive, massive, massive 4-strike. I think it's probably one of the biggest just charging attacks in the entire game, and it covers a massive area. And this 4-strike, if we go back over to her kit, she takes less damage while she's charging, and if she has the first level charge and she gets hit, she will emit the 4-strike and counter, which is kind of crazy because we haven't really seen that mechanic in the game so far. We've kind of seen it with like Ice Mirror and Cassandra, but we really haven't seen it on a unit like this where she can choose to counter something. So that's really, really good. This is just comparing times while Taco plays in the background. So she can bring those things up, and she can have this gigantic 4-strike. Now you notice it's only one use for right now, but we're going to bring up a different video. And this is, we'll get into her second skill in a minute. I'm going to go just a little bit ahead. Hers, after she uses this, she immediately gets this skill back. So you actually can use this in perfect rotations because she uses the skill, 4 strikes, and then immediately gets it back. Her second skill increases the rate which the unit's 4-strike is charged by 30% for 15 seconds. That's awesome. If it's used again, it will a skill will deal 3 hits of 355 damage to enemies ahead and dispel 1 buff. So again, she has another form of dispel that's really good in Kai because you actually need that. Of course, she'll be competing with Gala Alex, which is kind of, you know, not great for her because Gala Alex is amazing. But still, another form of dispel. She also will be competing with Grace with this, and Cleo, and Faria. So, I mean, it's a useful skill in her kit, but I mean, it's not something that I would personally be like, oh, this is amazing. But she, as I was saying, she fully gets this skill 1 back. And if you notice here, she gets the skill 1 back, and she doesn't get all of her second skill back. And you must be thinking, oh, well, that must mean that this skill has no SP at all. But actually, it's 3,000. And this comes into her abilities, and this first ability, which I think is more important than her co-abilities, you know, it's just strength. Yeah, HP 80% equals light res. Strength is good, but any blade can have that again. There's so many blades in her pool that you probably already have one of these blades promoted or already at 50. So for co-ability reasons, she's not that great because they're both defensive. But her ability fills the skill blades for Bliss Eternal by 30% for every 3 4-strike hits connected during the same combo. Connecting multiple 3 hits will trigger this ability multiple times. So she can bring this up really quickly due to this effect and basically just always have this 4-strike active. So really in comps you'll kind of see the whole situation with Halloween Berserker and Halloween Cerise where they're just using their 4-strikes as their abilities. That's what they want. She has blind res, you know, it's not amazing. But I mean, it's not bad either because Kai inflicts both. And she has increased 4-strike damage by 50%. Again, she's going to be using these 4-strikes a lot. So all around, I would say she's alright. She's not we look at the DPS sim again. She's above Ieyasu by a lot, and she's above Natalie by a lot. But Durant is also above her. Now Durant is, if you don't know, Durant's a special adventure that really only focuses on auto attacking. And that's kind of his own thing. He just auto. He has the ability that brings his defense down and his attack rate up. Strength up, sorry. So, I mean, he kind of requires a certain type of play that I don't think every player will want to play or is achieved by every player. You know, you look at Linnea and she is just under him. So she is pretty good for what she is, but again, it's such a stacked, you know, you look at Shadow. She's like 7th in Shadow. We look at, yeah, she's all the way down here, and there's a 3-star and a 4-star above her. There's got Cleo, there's Melina, there's Forte, there's Gala Alex. So she's kind of competing in her own element as any Shadow Adventure does. But still, I think she has some things that are really good. I didn't bring this video up, but there's a video of her doing a 4-strike in the overdrive state of Kai, and it completely one-shots him. It's kind of very similar to the videos of Chrom, and if you have seen those, you know that he just does massive damage. So she does have some hidden abilities and mechanics that allow her to really, really do damage. But still, with Shadow being so, you know, overpacked and so over the top in its damage, I can't really recommend super going hard for her. So she's just okay. I wouldn't say she's bad at all. I mean, 39k DPS is nothing to sneeze at, but she's alright. Next we have the 5-star dragon that's on focus. This is Cerberus. She is a 60% strength boosting dragon, so that's automatically pretty good. Her first skill, her only skill, deals 7 hits of 110, and then inflicts burn. And I believe it also reduces their strength by 5% for 10 seconds and diffuses their defense by 5% for 10 seconds with a 100% chance. So she, I was again talking to someone about this banner. She's not super amazing in the meta of Flame. You know, there's Galamars, which is absolutely broken. Every adventure on here is probably going to have Galamars if we look at this. She loses, there's another 60% Agni, and there's a Burn Dragon, Apollo, and Konohanasakia, which is the skill damage dragon, all probably going to be better than her. And if you have Dread King Rathlos, who inflicts 4-strike damage, probably going to be better. But I still think she's okay. She's a 60% Flame Dragon, which is a lot of adventurers want that in their teams. They want that in their comps because, you know, you want all that big damage and you don't necessarily want like HP. So she's still pretty good. She's not broken. She's not amazing. She's not as good as some of these others, but she's still pretty good in my eyes. So I would say she's okay. Next we have Lowen, who's the 4-star on focus. Lowen is, as you notice, he's the channel icon. I love him. He's probably my favorite unit in the game. Fun fact about me, the first time I spent on this game, I spent it on a 10 summon on his banner just to get him. I did the $8 pack to get him, not even on a dream summon. So, yeah, I'm still regretting that. The thing about Lowen is, though, wind as an element is very not needing of a healer. Both of the 2 endgame fights for wind don't usually run healers. They usually run Freya, which is a dragon who does heals, and 3 DPS and a buffer. So he does have a use, and he, like I just said, he has a 70 MC, and we're gonna actually do a 70 MC video tomorrow, and then the day after that I'm gonna show you another use of him in Auto Ciela when I do those runs, which I think is where he really shines. If you're looking to Auto Ciela or Auto Mercury, he is probably one of the best because he has this when Ciela restores HP and removes Bog, amazing as it already is. Bog, if you don't know, makes you take more damage and it makes you very, very slow. So that's bad. It's just bad. But he removes it, so that's amazing that he removes it. And then Winds Protect is this skill, as you see, it has so much text. This is a juggernaut of a healing skill. Increases the entire team's events by 25%, gradually recovers their HP, so you have regen, and increases their max HP by 15% for the remainder of the quest. So this skill does so much, and it is like 11,000 SP, but I mean, that's still not bad because he's a wand. So, no, sorry, he's a staff. Sorry, I'm mixing those up. He's a staff, so he gets SP back pretty fast. Potential Bog Res, of course, he gets 100% Bog Res, and then he gets the strength buff. Not going to really matter because he's a wand. Sorry, because he's a staff. Keep messing that up. He's a staff, so he's not really worried about damage. But this new ability, it used to just be Seal Prep 75%. Now it's called Pure Soul. Absolutely adorable. He gets 100% Seal Prep, and he gets a Dispa on his first ability after using his first ability. So that's also good. But as I said, especially Wind, you're going to be running Ronzel probably. So it's not super neat, but still pretty good. And the last thing that's on focus on this banner is Juggernaut. Now, Juggernaut is a Shadow Dragon. He's a 4-star. Not much to say. Just strength with 45%, and he has a skill that goes directly ahead, deals a couple hits. Nothing super important. I mean, he's kind of alright. He's not great, but he is a strength dragon. If you don't have any other strength dragons to slot in, he's pretty good. So yeah, all in all, I would say this banner is alright. It's not amazing, it's not bad, I wouldn't say. But I mean, if you need a Flame Adventurer, I think Nadine is really, really good. If you need a Shadow Adventurer, Linnea's alright. And then you also have Lowen and you have Cerberus, so if you need those two, it's pretty good. So I would say it's alright. That's going to be all from me for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell. Please leave any comments you have or questions or your impressions of the banner, because I'd love discussion in the comments. And thank you for watching. Bye!